What exactly is a Karen, and where did the meme come from? Earlier this week, Domino's Pizza had to issue an apology over a promotion it ran in Australia and New Zealand offering free pizza to nice Karens. The company didn't pick out the name Karen at random. Karen has in recent years become a widespread meme referencing a specific type of middle-class white woman who exhibits behaviors that stem from privilege. To give some examples, Karen is associated with the kind of person who demands to speak to the manager in order to belittle service industry workers, is anti-vaccination, and carries out racist microaggressions such as asking to touch black people's hair. But a predominant feature of the Karen stereotype is that they weaponize their relative privilege against people of color. For example, when making police complaints against black people for minor or even, in numerous cases, fictitious infringements. And in recent months, the memes have evolved into something new. A coronavirus Karen. This particular form of Karen refuses to wear a face covering in shops, won't stick to quarantine, and thinks the whole pandemic thing is overblown. But as the meme has become increasingly mainstream, some have argued that it's sexist and ageist. Where did the meme come from? Although its exact origins are uncertain, the meme became popular a few years ago as a way for people of color, particularly black Americans, to satirize the class-based and racially charged hostility they often face. Over the last decade, as it became easier to film confrontations on our smartphones, incidents started to be captured on camera and uploaded to social media with far greater ease. A woman calling the police when a black 8-year-old child was selling water without permit, for example. When these videos inevitably went viral, people online would assign the perpetrators commonplace name that chimed with the situation. The woman who complained about that young water seller was dubbed Permit Patty. Another woman who called the police when a black family was having a barbecue was named Barbecue Becky. And a white woman who called 911 on a black dad at a football match while sitting in a golf cart was called Golf Cart Gail. This trend probably broke through in 2018, and eventually all these names became distilled into one or two of the most popular, including Karen. It also became synonymous with a particular type of hairstyle, specifically the short, choppy cut sported by U.S. reality TV personality Kate Gosselin in 2010. And in recent months, a male version of the Karen meme has emerged, although it is less widely used, Ken. In June, when wealthy couples Patricia and Mark McCloskey were pictured pointing guns at protesters passing by their home in St. Louis, Missouri, they were widely dubbed Karen and Ken. What is a coronavirus Karen? The wearing of face coverings in a pandemic has been extremely politically charged in the U.S., with some insisting mandatory usage is an affront of personal liberty. Since coronavirus arrived in the country, videos have periodically gone viral on social media of people refusing to wear face coverings in stores and restaurants, often berating service staffs. Aggressively refusing to wear a face covering to help protect others from the virus has been seen as a new iteration of the stereotype of the entitled Karen who harasses service industry workers. Similarly, people who share coronavirus disinformation and conspiracy theories on social media are also called Karens too. Why are Americans so angry about masks? In the US, as in the UK, COVID-19 has become a racially charged issue as well. The pandemic affects people from black and other ethnic minority backgrounds. The refusal of some people to acknowledge the risk associated with the virus and to be shielded from these risks by the white privilege has also been seen as Karen behavior. Is the Karen meme sexist? In April, British feminist Julie Bindel tweeted, "Does anyone else think that Karen slur is woman-hating and based on class prejudice?" This is an argument that has been repeated in recent months as the meme has become more mainstream. Some people responded to Bindel's tweet, agreeing with her summary. Even British supermarket Sainsbury has had a run with the meme. However, people who use the term Karen say that it is not simply catch-all for all middle-aged white women, and is rather dependent on a person's behavior. For example, writer Karen Geiger, a Karen in a traditional sense, responded to Bindel as the only Karen replying to you, "No, if you have a problem being called a Karen, then don't be one. I don't call the police on people or ask to speak to the manager. Very simple." So when is a Karen not a Karen? The Wall of Moms block in the current protest movement in Portland, Oregon, is a good example of mainly middle-class, middle-aged white women explicitly not being Karens. Instead, the Wall of Moms are seen by activists as using their privilege to protest against the very same systemic racism and classism that Karens actively seek to exploit.